So next on our program is Marty Levinson, who is the president of the Institute of General Semantics and the treasurer of this organization, the New York Society for General Semantics. And unfortunately, due to a last-minute emergency at his house, he's unable to perform his poetry tonight. So I suppose that means that we're just going to have to move on to the next part of the
Or,
hold on. What did you say? Bill Bissett's largest collection ever of poetry, Breth, the Treez of Lunaria. What did you say? What? You say I should read the poetry? I couldn't possibly. Well, if you want, I suppose I could do that. Do the other books up here, which are on sale at a discount, available for signing? Do you agree? It seems that they agree, so I suppose I will end up reading Marty's work. And I should say, oh, wait until afterwards. Throwing tomatoes at me would be appropriate. I mentioned Marty's relationship to the Institute of General Semantics and the New York Society for General Semantics. Marty's a member of the Authors Guild, National Book Critics Circle, PEN, the book review editor for Etc., a review of general semantics, and he's published 9 books and numerous articles and poems. I will attempt right now to do justice to his work in my voice, I suppose, and if you'll bear with me, I will do my best. All right, this is called The Best We Can Expect. The best we can expect is to avoid the worst in Iraq, political lobbying, tax audits, and the F-train. Times Square station, height of the evening's rush. Doors keep opening and closing, opening and closing, opening and closing. Will we ever get home, you ask me? I tell you the best we can expect is to avoid the worst delay in the history of the subway system. A tie-up so monumental people on trains stopped in tunnels will have to live underground, ordering takeout food from restaurants, sending out laundry, working from their seats, if they are lucky enough. To not be standing on the bodies of fallen commuters who, as they lay dying, cried out to their fellow travelers. The best we can expect is to avoid the worst when we journey on trains, planes, and automobiles that get trapped on the tracks, tarmac, and toll roads of life, with the exact change lanes closed for repairs, collection agents on strike, no cash or coins in your pockets, and no easy pass to get you through the long lines of blaring thoughts and fixed ideas backed up in your head. As the train lunges forward a few feet, I think to myself, the best we can expect when we return home tonight is to avoid getting the worst stomach aches in the world from eating the Chinese food in the fridge, watching the worst team in baseball get walloped again on TV, having your mother call when we're about to go to bed, and that the cat is still alive. Gilly, Gilly, Ossenpfeffer, Katzenellenbogen by the sea. Where is Gilly, Gilly, Ossenpfeffer, Katzenellenbogen, she said, as we motored down the Long Island Expressway. And I said, where is it written that I have to answer your crazy questions? And she said, where did I put my makeup purse and black mascara? And I said, where did I go wrong in life that I have to constantly listen to a woman talking to herself? And she said, where is the pretzel stick that I gave you to save for me this morning? And I said, where is the nearest insane asylum I can drive you to so you can get treated? And she said, where do you get off talking to me like that? And I said, where do you think you are, in a chauffeured limousine with a driver who will cater to your every whim? And she said, where can I hit you that will leave no marks and not cause us to crack? And I said, where are the quarters that I left in the glove compartment to pay the tolls? And she said, oh, where have the little coins gone? Oh, where can they be? And I said, where they are is where I put them unless someone placed them somewhere else. And she said, where do you think that would be, Sherlock? And I said, where do you think a person who doesn't care about taking things and not replacing them would lay the money? And she said, where the hell are we? And I said, where we have always been. And she said, where is that? And I said, where that is for me to know and you to find out. And she said, where is the next rest stop I need to get out of the car? And I said, where can a guy go to get some peace around here? And she said, where there are no human beings around, like Mars. And I said, where did we go off the rails on this trip? And she said, where we went off was when we met 10 years ago. and I said, where do you think you'll be 10 years from now? And she said, where I can wake up happy and not be bothered by you. And I said, where exactly do you think that would be? And she said, Gilly, Gilly, Ossen, Pfeffer, Katzen, Ellenbogen by the sea. First thought, best thought. First thought, best thought worked for Allen Ginsberg. Worked for me? Let's see. If a tree fell in the forest and killed you, would it make a sound when it hit the ground? What kind of sound? A simile, a metaphor, an allusion, a contusion. If Godot showed up early and was waiting for you, what would you tell him? What would you do? Can a liar be true to his own self? Can a slow rolling stone gather moss? If you are late to bed and late to rise, can you still be healthy, wealthy, and wise? Were the good old days all that good? Are you really so badly misunderstood? If you removed Latin expressions from the law, would lawyers lose their power to overawe? First thought, best thought, less thought, next thought, pigeon pie. Song of my selfie. I hear America singing, the varied voices I hear, those of stockbrokers, each one singing buy low, sell high. The attorneys chanting in Latin as they clog up the court system with ludicrous litigation to extract exorbitant fees. The medical insurance companies humming while they raise their premiums and deny your claim for a dental cleaning. The avaricious tune of the CEO crying, I deserve a bonus, even though my business went bust. The siren song of the public relations flack, tooting the praises of coal, oil, and toxic chemicals. The banker whistling all way back to the bank that has been bailed out with taxpayer largesse. The covetous credit card companies crooning, take on debt you can't afford and don't pay now. Pay later at usurious rates of interest. The politicians purring sweet nothings as they block legislation to ease our nation's woes. Each singing what belongs to him or her and to no one else, each singing for their supper and for your dinner too. 9 dead in Dayton, 22 in El Paso, 21 in San Isidro, 49 in Orlando, 14 in San Bernardino, 58 by a Las Vegas casino. A crowd of concert goers, bodies lying, bleeding, a nation that is reeling. The core of who we are, posting hate, loading up, firing fast and down they go in Walmarts, at festivals, inside of schools, inside of bars, 100 rounds a minute. Death is a democracy, knows no color, knows no sex, equality for all. Bullets, pierce pliant flesh, splinter bones. Don't tread on me, the gun nuts say. Columbine and Parkland, Sandy Hook, Aurora, thoughts and prayers, fictitious care, death and dying everywhere. Labels. I am a black, Hispanic, LGBTQ, transgendered Native American male who looks like a conventional white guy, but that's only because you see what I appear to be, and not a jigsaw puzzle with bent and broken pieces that, if dropped in a therapist's office, would scatter its social construction and fall into a multicultural melange that emerged about 200,000 years ago in East Africa and spread through Eurasia, Oceania, and the Americas, feeding and interbreeding, speaking thousands of different languages, framing the world in ways Charles Darwin and Walt Whitman would say are unique and complex and not easily captured on US Census forms, where one is asked to check off racial groups that don't exist in nature. Lost in thought. Lost in thought, in thickets and birds, flowers and trees, sun overhead, moon on the rise, and wouldn't you know it? I've tripped on a branch I should have seen if I hadn't been thinking. I should have been quiet and listened to you. When you told me to get waffles at Key Food, 2 cans of soup, frozen burritos, don't forget cheese, and cold cuts for lunch, instead of replying, I'm not forgetful, you think I'm stupid, just tell me the items you want me to get, then into the car and off to the woods where I'm taking a walk and thinking real hard, was it 4 cans of soup? And what did you say we needed for lunch? 2 more. I am not an MRI machine. To say I can see through you implies, in some weird way, that I am a radiologic voyeur, able to reconnoiter your inner recesses, to visualize detailed pictures of your thoughts and feelings, without having you lie on an analyst couch where a rotating history of your past life is used to scan powerful early influences that provide spatial data on your psychological growth, to create an image of how you became the person you are today, with your magnetic flaws, atomic strengths, and the contrasts they produce. The formula E equals mc squared. The formula E equals mc squared basically states if you can convert a small amount of matter completely, it will yield a huge amount of energy. Well, I'm no Einstein, but I know doing anything completely is pretty damn hard, unless it's completely forgetting where you put your car keys. I do a pretty good job at that. As for producing huge amounts of energy, go to a Knicks game. Watch those suckers play. Jeering from the crowd could power a hydroelectric plant. Or ask my wife, are you ready yet? Vitriol that will spew from her ruby red lips could run a nuclear sub for a couple of years. Then there's the speed of light, the C in question. If you could journey at 186,000 miles per second, you'd just wind up watching more TV in the hotel when you got there. Scientists shouldn't worry so much about changing mass, moving fast. Better we should all just slow down, read a good book, see a good movie, have a good meal, and be good to each other.
That's good.
I didn't tell you, Marty Levinson is my ghost name, so my book will be coming out next week.